How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Carnivore Hunter. My name is Wes. I'm 45 days into the carnivore diet. I'm going to give you a 45-day update, and I want to talk about boredom. Cheers. All right, so 45 days in, I've learned quite a bit. I feel like there's also a lot I need to learn, but today I do want to talk about just dealing with boredom. I don't know if it's the same for everyone else, but for me, I've realized through this how much I centered what I was doing around food or alcohol. And by the way, it's still kind of uncomfortable to admit that. Food, not so much, but alcohol, it's like you want to think you don't have an issue, right? But like it doesn't take a lot to have an issue with it. And I think it's one of those things you should really be realistic and honest with yourself. I don't think I had a huge issue, but like I said, it really is kind of eye-opening to see how much you center your activities or your date nights or whatever it is around stuff like that, whether it be alcohol or, more specifically for this video, food. Prior to starting the carnivore diet, I bet it had been over a year since my wife and I went out on a date, and it wasn't just to a restaurant to eat. And it's kind of sad now looking back at it of like, the things that you could have done, but instead just went to spend 70 or 80 bucks to get food that probably wasn't that good for you. So we've kind of had to learn how to re-date each other. And I think was it maybe Laura Spath or somebody that said something like that on a video that I'd seen. And it's so true. Like, you really do have to learn how to date or learn how to hang out with friends or do all these things. You got to relearn it because you are going to end up putting yourself in so many situations that are just unnecessary. And also just like the money aspect of it, like you don't realize how much money goes to, buying garbage food to put in your body until you are cutting that out. It's actually pretty impressive. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this video right now and you're just starting carnivore, or maybe you're thinking about it, I challenge you, go to your, online bank statements and tally up how much money goes towards food related items, or if you drink, how much goes to that as well. You'll be pretty darn surprised how much money you spend on stuff like that. And then whenever you realize what other things you could be doing with that money, you're like, okay, well, this actually might be a problem. Regardless of what it is that you do, whether it be going out to eat, going to a bar, whatever, you're gonna probably get bored in the first little bit of doing the carnivore diet because you're not gonna want to go do those things. It's just gonna make you mad. I can't have this, I can't have that. Screw it, I'm not gonna go. You're gonna find yourself sitting at home, probably bored. What do you do, and how do you handle that situation? This is where a lot of people are gonna fail the diet. Like, truthfully, people live their whole lives around eating out. I mean, I know people personally that most of the meals they eat are just like go out to eat, whether it be fast food or whatever. Like, you get yourself in these ruts in life and it really, really shakes you when you try to change that routine. How you handle this situation will be the difference of being successful or potentially failing the carnivore diet. If you know anything about me, you know that one of my main points with just about any channel that I try to make is that so many things in life are subjective and so many things are different for different people. I'm only giving you my personal experiences and what's worked for me. Also, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I've experienced. The way that I've combated boredom with the carnivore diet is to use my free time to better myself and my family. And that aligns perfectly with my 2026 goals. I just want to be a better person, a better dad, a better husband. I want to be healthier. I want to be better financially. All of these things, I just want to be better and I want to get better every day. I'm using that time when I would be bored to put towards those things. Now, you probably don't know this about me, but I am a researcher. If I get interested in something, I'm going to deep dive for quite a while. I'm going to go down the YouTube rabbit hole and I'm going to learn as much as I can about those things. So I have some personal goals outside of carnivore related stuff that I want to achieve in 2026, or at least get the ball rolling. So since you're watching this video on this channel, you know one of my goals for 2026 is to just be healthier. And that includes weight loss, but it also includes a lot of other health related changes that I'm hoping to see. But another big one that I haven't talked about at all and is super important to me, and honestly just as important as the health aspect of it, is making changes financially. I don't want to get too into the weeds, but personally, I would like to be set better financially than I am currently. I don't want any debt. I want to be able to go on a trip with my family and not think twice about it. There's certain things that I want in my life, and I think that this is the year that I'm going to get that rolling. This is where I'm going to jumpstart it. Not only am I spending less money on junk food, alcohol, I'm saving money on those aspects, but I also have a little bit more time now. I wake up, I feel good, I feel motivated. I'm using every ounce of energy that I have to put towards bettering myself, both health-wise and financially. To the point that I might even start a third YouTube channel just to document the financial journey of everything. I'm not gonna bore you with my other goals. I know you're here for carnivore related information. I just wanna let you know the way that I'm dealing with the boredom is just trying to be more productive and bettering myself. I'm not going crazy sitting at the house thinking of what I could be doing at a restaurant or wherever it may be. I'm researching how to better myself financially, what I can do better in the carnivore diet, how I can be better, with my kids. All these things are going through my head, and that's what I'm focusing my energy on. Not saying that's gonna work for you, I'm just saying it's working for me right now. All right, so real quick, let's give you the 45-day update. Currently, sleep, still amazing, no bloat. The breath thing that I've seen people talk about, that is starting to kind of be pretty real. Like, at least in my opinion, I'll have to ask my wife, but it seems like my breath isn't as bad as it was before. I still feel like I'm oxalate dumping. When I really think about it, I've got a couple of places on my body, one on my side, one on the back of my neck, and then one on my ankle where I thought it was just like a bump or something, but it just stays there forever, and there's really nothing inside other than just clear stuff. And I think that's what it is at this point, because it's just, I don't know what else it would be. Hope that's not too much information, but it is what it is. More and more people are telling me in my comment section to not look at the scale and not worry about the weight. There's a lot of people that's here because they do want to lose weight, and there's a lot of people that's here because they need to lose weight. So for those people, I'm going to give you my weight. After 45 days, just got on the scale this morning, 197 pounds. So I've lost 28 pounds in 45 days. Started at 225. I'm at 197 after 45 days. I'm super happy about that. I'm getting closer and closer to my next goal, which is 185 pounds. Might be able to get there in 60 days. If I can't, no big deal, because there's been plenty of other non-scale victories that I've experienced. But so far, I would say things are very positive. I've got an electrolyte regimen that seems to be working, and I'm not cramping. Sleep is amazing. Things are looking good. Again, I'm by no means an expert. I'm just dealing with this stuff one day at a time. But if you have questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll answer as good as I can. Let me know as well if you're just starting the journey or if you've been on it for years and years. I love to hear people telling me, how they've, overcame X, Y, or Z. It's really, really awesome to see the positivity in the comment section. So keep the comments coming. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, y'all have a good one.